know what the map bans and picks are. But Dust2 coming in, here's interesting, right? Oh, it's going to be going in very live very quickly there. And already we do have Freiburg who's been taken down.
Yeah, we're straight into the fray. No messing around today as we kick this one off. So Detona, they've got a bit of a nice start, it seems, into this round, but just as we get the sound back, that's when we lose PTR. He gets his face ripped off. Turtle will trade it back onto S-Tag at least, as now it is, a nice connection from Nato Safix.
Okay, these trades are very reminiscent of the G2 Greyhound game. Back and forth, but now it's Staden and Blame F. Blame F finds both of them. It's all on Tiburcio, I think that's how I pronounce his name, and the 1v2 almost could have happened. Look at Staden on 3 points of health, Jackie. This, I mean, that was as close as it could get.
It's a weird round to be thrown straight into, right? We come into it, Freiburg's already dead, they're basically out long, they bombard their way up. Instantly, it's just back and forth and back and forth. The headshots that were being tapped were absolutely lovely as well. But already, we'll put that to one side. Heroic, they open it up. They get that initial win. Could have been a different story for Detona, and that might have been the fight they needed. But with them starting on the T side, this is where, for me, it's just going to be interesting to see how they go, right? Because they're a team that appears to be quite aggressive. Instantly, they'd rebuy up into this. You've got the 2 AKs there, a scout, a Galil. The Galil face on long that comes around from VSN. He just bound his way out, fought through the blindness. That's Blame F done for. He can't think if he doesn't have his brain.
Yeah, and we have this duel taking place here as well. The scouts over at mid. Stop, finds Turtle, ensuring that the man disadvantage has been neutralized for his side. And can I just point out Blame F in the previous round, the pistol round, didn't have any Kevlar. He had gone for the kit buy, and those 2 headshots back to back, especially against Glocks when you don't have any armor, that the aim punch is going to be a pain, but you won't get aim punched if you get those headshots that quickly. As it does look like Detona are going to be gathering for his B hit. Unfortunately for them, this AUG is going to be a pain to overcome.
Well, VSM trades it back at least. He gets one off on towards Staden. Ooh, the scout smackdown coming through. The speed of this man is beautiful. But there is a tap back. VSM, he's had all of the success into this round for the side of Detona, and he looks to still do more. He's going to start to retreat and work his way back around, going the entire way through T-spawn. Now, Safix with a scout. If he peers up down Suicide Alley, he might actually spot the cross, but no one's looking there. They're so heavily focused on the play towards B, Blair, they haven't realized he's diddled them. He's gone the whole way back.
Yeah, I kind of felt like NATO would be holding towards lower tunnels, while his teammate at Freiburg would be spotting towards T-spawn to see the cross. But as they walk into the B-bombs, that now they know. The thing is, VSM has that timing. He's got a timing down. He's going to be able to cross on over. Doesn't see anyone. He's probably going to be wondering what they're doing. And in 12 seconds on the clock, he's run the marathon and is going to get the bomb down, plan it for long. And I don't think he'll be able to cross on over, though, as we do see Freiburg looking for the AUG. The AUG and the scout. I'm not sure why NATO's looking towards top mid, because his bomb just got planted, so probably forgetting just one player left alive. But VSM, he's got the angle. He's got a Molotov as well, Jackie.
They're so suspicious going into this retake, right? That's the bigger picture. The flashbang coming over. They've got 2 flashbangs there. VSM, he's low HP. He just wanted to try and hold the angle and go for the straight-up firefight. It's a smart idea. I mean, if it works, it works. Play the headshot angle, tap him down with the AK. Instead, though, Nato Safix and Freiburg just come bounding round the corner. They clear it back out. A weird one, but nevertheless, another round for Heroic.
I was a little worried for NATO there because he just had the scout.
Yes.
And I do believe he would have been able to. He could have picked up one of the rifles from tunnels. So I was a little surprised he stuck around with the scout once they found out there was no one there. We do see the Betway odds for you guys over there. Heavily favored for Heroic. And would he really be surprised?
Yeah, I think that's got to be expected, right? It's fairly skewed to Heroic, but it's still not as inflated of some of the Betway odds that you see at times when it's super one-sided. So a little bit of faith in Detona, potentially here. They've gone for a deco, basically, into this round.
The good old deco reminds me of good old the Russians at 1.6. As VSM finds one, Blame F should be careful here. It does have backup. It's gonna be... What? VSM, 3 headshots back-to-back, and Staven's going to be left alone in a 1v3. How did that even happen?
The deco domination. That's just absolutely ludicrous. I mean, all right, at this point, it's just Staven in a 1v3. They're already spamming him down. They get the tag across, 76 HP. He's bailing out of there. He washes his hands with this round. VSM, he's coming in hot to this matchup. He is hungry.
Oh, yes, indeed, he is. that 3K in the previous round, and if it won that, it would have been an ace as well, clutch ace, but a smart play from him as well, getting the bomb down. And now with the deagle, they didn't waste any time, just went in for the contact play, and wow. I mean, what can you do if you're going to be faced with deagles like that, right? And they've salvaged 3 Augs, bomb down. They took down 4 players as well. That is just a nightmare scenario for Heroic.
You think about the fact, literally, all that was a deagle armor buy for your 5 players, and you have just sprinted up short. 2 of you get tagged down to below 50 HP to kick the round off, but you just don't care. You just keep on pushing. That's scary. Now, for Detona, obviously, when we did a little bit of the pre-game when we were talking about stuff in the the pre-show, the thing that I said about them was if they're coming into this, they need to just not play with respect versus other well-known teams, right? Because obviously, the fact is, people won't have a benchmark for Detona. They don't know how they play. There's no anti-strat potential. There's not really that much available to learn about them. So coming into this, if they just play their style and don't give a damn about what's going on or who they're playing against, that's where it gets rough.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And from what we've seen so far in these early exchanges, Detona do have the firepower, especially VSM, man. I mean, what a way to start things off. I think it's already close to like 8 kills, perhaps? 7 at the very least in 3 rounds. And that is quite a ridiculous start. 7 kills for him. That's a ridiculous start for the man. As Hardzao. I'm still struggling a little bit with these names. I'm not too used to their names. Turtle, PRT, VSM, Hardzao, and Tiburcio. Interesting fact about Detona is I think about 3 of his players can op. There's no like dedicated primary opper at all times. If I'm not mistaken, Tiburcio, Hardzao, and I think Turtle or VSM, one of these guys can wield the op as well. So especially in a map like Dust 2, that opens up a lot of opportunities, especially in the CD side. But then, that's a while away. Right now, Detona, they do have the weaponry here as they are looking to go for short control.
Well, Turtle living up to his name right now as he plays it fairly slow, sticking in his shell over towards Longhouse, but the true action is coming down over on short, where a big play is about to unfold. They've still got that abundance of utility left, multiple flashbangs, 2 Molotovs and a smoke. Nato Safix fires off the warning shot to try and hold back the floodgates, but here comes the push. The river of Detona flooding towards the A site. Nato, a well-timed headshot could be the difference maker, but it's a near miss. He barely scratches by. Unfortunately for Blame F, those biceps won't do too much when he gets overwhelmed by 3 men on the site.
And Nato doing the smart thing, falling on back towards pit. Freiburg getting the kill onto the player towards long is going to be huge as Nato strikes with nice shot start. No, it looked like he kind of whiffed that, but he does get the kill. VSM getting hounded and so many players looking his direction. It's on Hardzao and Nato Safix instant brain surgery with the scout. And that's such a good retake by Heroic and a huge win as well. That was a very mixed buy. They had, I think, they had the AUG, they had the AWP, sorry, they had the scout on Nato. And look at the weapons they've upgraded to. 2 AUGs, the AK-47 and an AWP picked up for Nato Safix.
Yeah, they've smashed back into it off the back of that round. It was nicely played from them. The thing is as well, what was worrying about that is there was a couple of instances where it could have been so rough for them. As you said with Stavern, it was literally mid-movement backpedal, right, that kind of caused the recoil to actually shoot one of the bullets up. You get that lucky headshot off. As much as it's lucky, it saved them the round, really. It put them into a position to actually excel from where they were. Heroic now come back into the fold. The only difference is for Detona, though, it's basically the same buy. You just don't have the orb. And I'm not sure if I'd actually favor them just going with this 5 rifle setup, playing with that aggression that we saw before, because when they pushed in, they pushed hard.
They pushed hard, but one thing I loved about what Heroic did that round was how the second the bomb got planted, they were on the rotate, they were on the retake. Yeah. And the thing is, Detona were not able to get into those more comfortable post-plant situations, right? They were caught on the rotate, trying to get into more advantageous positions to play the post-plant from. And of course, Nato and Staven being a problem for them. But like you said, they have the guns to work with here. And quite a bit of utility remaining as well. PRT with the smoke, I do believe it's going to be towards Xbox. Or, yeah, it's going to be on top of Xbox. But I like this haul from Heroic. They've given up long. They're going to be holding aggressive towards short. Because they've been facing a lot of pressure there from Detona. Now, it's all about timing. As Detona look like they're going to be going for this A-pincer.
Okay, if they work their way up short, there is a bit of a dastardly duo in position. You've got Blame F with support of Freiburg there, so they're going to be ready to try and tackle it. Instead, though, it's only one man, really. It's VSM, the difference maker, probably the pinnacle player for Detona at the moment, whilst the rest of the squad has a clear run the entire way up long. As long as they smoke this, they block off Nato's
They don't have
angle.
a smoke.
Oh, no, they're going to have to just walk into it, Blair.
They don't have the smoke, that early smoke they used up. It's, oh, what a shot from Hardzao. I thought that would be a free kill for Blame F as VSM strikes. That's perfect timing for VSM, catching Freiburg, who was caught in 2 minds. Was like, what do I do? But here comes Heroic with a quick rotate. 3 players coming in from short. The flashbang is perfect. VSM is blinded for days. Estek finds him. It's a 3v3.
Oh, this is rough. We fall back into it already. The aggression between these two teams has been fierce. Look at the full rotation as well from Turtle. He's come the whole way back around. It's the backstab from short. He could be the difference maker. He sets himself up for the slaughter. The spray down through from Turtle, as that man is a snapping turtle biting at their heels.
Oh, they've been just destroyed. The sheer conviction in that rotate from Turtle was brilliant. He knew the second his teammate died there, he was like, there's at least 2 or 3 players there. He runs in from long, doesn't waste any time. 3 kills for him. Because that round could have gone the way of Heroic. If they managed to push it any further, that bomb could have been defused. And even if he made his way to a short, because speed was of the essence, and Turtle, like you said it best, he was a snapping turtle that round.
He looked more like the hare in that round, I'll be honest, right? Because I've not seen a turtle move that fast in years. VSM, though, he's trying to do a little bit of the speed play into this one. The AWP in hand, they're going to face him as well. Oh, right between. He couldn't kill 2 birds with 1 stone there. Ooh.
These guys are showing. I mean, it is pretty much a throwaway round, to be honest, for Heroic. I like the fact they didn't waste much time here. Just ran in to the blender, and Tiburcio and Turtle wasting no time dispatching of those players as Heroic. We'll go for yet another buy. Not the best of buys. We do have the FAMAS in the hands of Blamef, being ever the sacrificial player for his team, and the op again in the hands of NATO Safix, who has been pretty decent so far, but usually he's had to wield only the scout.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, as you said, obviously Tiburcio picking up the AWP previously. We have Turtle now donning the weapon. Before this, he's been slaughtering with the AK. They're actually playing off the back of the spawn, I think, as well, because they wanted to try and get that pick in towards the B site. He hasn't got much for his troubles. PRT out towards long, gets locked. The 2 bulls clashing horns, but Freiburg will prove to be the stronger male there, overthrows him.
The alpha male, Mr. Freiburg. Man, he's been around for so long, right? And it's great to see him playing with, you know, a bunch of, some might say, youngsters. And with the tenure this guy's had in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, obviously he's going to be adding a lot of intangible factors into the team. But let's hold on to thought for a while. Because Detona are heading towards the B bomb site. Starvin with that AUG. He's all alone. And he's got to win this duel. He's going to find 1. Goes for the 2nd and the 3rd. He's just slaughtering everyone coming towards the B bomb site. Tiburcio with the trade. But S-Attack's going to have none of it. He finds the final kill. And such a nice hold from Starvin. It looked like we'd actually get all 4 kills. But yeah, there we go. Heroic bounce back 4-3. Just a casualty that round. And for Detona, though, they're still going to go for the buy. They have money. They have money to eke out a pretty solid buy, in fact.
Yeah, Heroic having to get a bit outrageous to find their way back into the game there as they lay the smackdown over at the B site. What more do they have to come through? It's a double up setup now in play as they opt to try and give themselves a little bit more of a railgun potential over on that CT side. Oh, that is a rough fight towards long. Freiburg basically just left on his own to be decimated as Turtle leaps out. That's not a good start.
Yeah, I kind of expected. Okay, that was a shot I thought NATO would probably hit with his eyes closed, to be honest. And little too ballsy from Detona. The flash wasn't good enough either, but they do luckily manage to make the way towards the pit. And it was Turtle who was the low anyway, after all. Yeah. So that's good. Just keep him there. And then now we have a lot of things to do. Look at Heroic, the way they've rotated. They have 2 players, 1 place with CD spawn, 2 players towards short, and I think it is Starvin with the AUG playing from elevator. So they've pretty much relinquished that B bomb side. The thing is, Tiburcio with an AWP all the way from T-spawn can gather so much information. They don't know where all the CTs are right now, but this is something that could either work for Heroic. It's a big gamble.
You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them, Blair. As we get back into this one now, 40 seconds on the clock as the push comes towards long. Detona slowly skulking their way up as they shiftly make their move. Stavern in position with the AUG. He's did some damage in the past. Can he repeat history? Gets one onto PRT. NATO Safix with the execution there on towards Hardzao as well. They're all locked in as well. They're struggling to actually get a crossover towards the site. NATO falls into a better position as he sits at Gandalf. That should be a free kill, but he misses. And now it could get awkward potentially if the T's can actually show back up from here.
Starvin, I think he was trying to go for the jumping shot there. Gets taken out by Turtle as the bomb will get planted. It's a 3v3. Health advantage definitely firmly in favor of Heroic. However, these positions are pretty solid for Detona. VSM Playing towards a headshot angle, towards the default. NATO Savic's pinned down behind Gandalf. This taps some turtle. They are very deadly indeed, and they have Tiburcio with the AWP as well. As walking up, spots a player, finds VSM looking for more, finds another one, and the last player remaining, Tiburcio, they still don't know where he is. He goes for the flick shot, flashbang is perfection, but they miss each other. But it's going to be Attack coming out on top. Triple kill for the man, and the defuse going the way of Heroic.
Oh, the timing on the end there, just as he leaps around the corner, literally trapped between both of them, trying to get the flick up, didn't know who to shoot at. The fact they've even come back into that round and literally been saved by the skin of their teeth with a double AWP setup, just luckily still being in effect at the end from S-Tag is ridiculous. And you know what I am actually surprised about? I know it's early doors, but it's the fact of how close this matchup has already been, what it's shown to us.
I kind of find it, I think we've seen it twice already, where Detona like going towards long kind of late. With minimal utility. They have the Molotovs or the post plants, and they have a couple of flashbangs. When we're crossing over there, you want to use all your smokes. But when they went for that play, trying to cross towards the A-bomb side, they went for contact plays. They lost the first two duels. Good job bouncing back and getting the bomb down. And we saw how close it was in the end. It was a 2v2. But if they'd use a smoke earlier on, maybe use the flashbangs and try to cross on over during the chaos, they could have probably kept at least one more player alive. They could have won it. So I'm not a big fan of this late A-long play, especially when they're going for a contact play, when you know your opponents have those AUGs trained in those positions along with the AWP. So maybe a little bit of variation in that, I think, would pay more dividends. But for now, though, they do have the AK hero buy on Turtle, the rest of them Deagles and a smoke. But then again, we've seen what this Deagles can do.
And there was very nearly a bit of a display from that Deagle as well there towards long early. Almost the chance to actually get that connection off on towards Freiburg. Talking about connecting your shots, NATO, he needed to hit those. Luckily, Stavon, he has been just through the roof right now with a skill ceiling of how effective he's been using that AUG. He dismantles the push through mid, buys his teammates enough time to actually get involved and help him out. They shut down that play. It's good they only lost one player. NATO's the only one that dies. That's not the worst thing in the world. You can scavenge that AWP, pass it back, forget about it.
Absolutely. Stavn, one of the players in that Danish Fractors lineup who have been, has been picked up by Heroic. And I like to see how he's grown as well. 13 frags for the man, Jackie, early on in this game. And for Detona, that AK buy doesn't quite pan out, but that's okay. They have a lot of more AKs to work with here. And this time they got 3 smokes and a Molotov as they make their way towards long. They still have to do anything, though. And Heroic, once again, just relinquishing long, but look at this play from Stavn. His push up towards tunnels, that's so much information being gleaned here, Jackie. They can just stack towards the A, and he's going to be going in for the flank as well. They know it's going to be an A play.
They've read them like a book in the face as well, Blame F. He wanted it. He went for the wide swing across. He was trying to shut down the round before it even started. Again, they've only got one smoke, and they're not going to throw it towards the cross. They're just going to have to go for the raw fight. Instead, they'll utilize a smoke boost over on the side of Heroic. They punish each and every one of them, bar VSM. If he does not clear towards elevator here, he will go down, spots out the barrel, a sliver of health left, gets the connection onto NATO Safix as well. But he will take the firefight and he wins it. Again, though, somehow, Detona, it doesn't matter what position they're thrown into, they claw it back to a reasonably close round at the finale.
Yeah, VSM, again, by the way, he got a 3K there. He would have had to get the ace clutch to win that one out. But NATO, that looked a little scary. If NATO missed the shot and he got taken down, that would have been a 1v1 there for VSM, something which he could potentially have won. But once again, Detona, this long plays with Heroic poking and prodding, gathering so much information early on in the round. Stavn doing it again. They don't know that he did this earlier, mind you. So he could actually get lucky, find another kill here. But no, VSM this time around, the Deagle will sing loud and proud, gets the frag. However, it is just a trade as their teammate has been found out earlier on. NATO finds another frag for himself.
Yeah, it's a good position to be in now for Heroic. The Danish boys starting to actually do a little bit of demolishing against the Detona squad. Turtle playing a game of chicken, basically, here over towards the B site, waiting for the face to come round. But the rotation will be coming in. Ooh, not going to work out too well for Turtle there.
Yeah, we're just delaying the inevitable as hard Zhao. I wonder what Zhao means, but it is hard. And he's got a Deagle. He's got a dream, a prayer on his lips, but the prayer is dead. Nice job from S-Attack and NATO holding down the fort. The dual op setup coming into play here as Heroic. They have a pretty solid lead here, 8-3 on the first half. And if you look at the money as well, it's not really out of control yet, but they're in no immediate danger of getting reset. So Detona, they have a little bit of work to do if they want to give themselves a little bit more breathing space going into the second half, Jackie.
Yeah, they need more rounds. And it feels like they would probably be able to achieve more here still on their T side as well. They're always getting themselves down to these pretty close positions. A bit of a... this is a kerfuffle. That was awkward, trying to get themselves up on short there. That took a while.
Yeah, it makes me feel so good about myself because I always mess that up when I'm playing. And Esatak, aggressive play though, the pre-fire, trying to bait out a shot, but a nice shot from him on the turret. A little bit of a downward flick. He's expecting the boost to come on out. And he's going to get the kill, tosses a Molotov, falls on back. Nice work from him. I'd love to see it. You know, you get the first pick, fall into a more favorable angle, don't go for the re-peek. These are fundamentals, but you see time and time again with newer players when they struggle. And my lord, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. A lovely three-point shot there coming through as everyone takes damage, leaving us a nice little trickling down graph there as everyone takes such a big hit from the grenade. A minute still left on the clock. The response, another nade rolling through. This one a near miss, but still that entire army of the Detona squad is waiting on short, and Blame F is actually playing with fire here.
Yeah, Detona just they're biding the time. They really have no control. They have control of Cat, but that's it. They have no one at long. They have no one towards mid as well. They're going to instead just come running into a shot that is so surprising, but they win that duel. And now a smoke towards CD spawn. That makes Heroic think as to what this play might be, but Esatak's not going to force and go on ahead. He's going to keep his crosshair trained towards short because he's got his teammate that's starving, playing from B doors, and then Molotov's going to be the tell. It's going to be the A play, and Esatak ready and waiting.
Sights on fire, but is Detona going to be trailblazing here? Esatak with a near miss on the follow-up there. Nearly the pixel connection as well. 2 kills already to his name, and he still wants more into the round. 11 seconds just as that bomb gets planted, saving the bacon of Detona because they're into a 3 versus 4.
And we've seen so far, the post plants haven't been quite the best, Jackie. You can see Esatak and Freiburg both towards long. They're waiting for any aggression, but Detona aren't really going for anything crazy here. They're just going to hold their positions. 2 players near towards the Gandalf area. And of course, we have Hards out with the SG pushing up towards short. Nice smoke that across on over Tiburcio. Are they going to go for the bait play here is the question. Tiburcio, he's going to go for the fight. Astound finds one, they find both. They don't know where the final player is. PRT, he strikes, he gets a diffuser, but he just finds 1 kill. And of course, they have the time and the kit. Do they, though? There's barely time remaining, and he's going to clutch it out. PRT, the bait play works out, Jackie.
That's madness. That's madness. They played it so well, literally down to the point where it would have taken about an extra sort of 1.5 seconds to actually get the defuse off. No one expected it.
And that's what happens, right? If Heroic had even 1 player coming in from short, he didn't have to get the kill. He just needed to spot it out. All 3 players would have just like been looking at his direction. But PRT, perfect timing, and they steal a round away. It looked like at one point they didn't know what to do. It's only when Hardlove got a kill towards short that they decided to go for that A play. But that was a round it felt like Heroic had in the pocket all this while, and my lord, the damage being dealt out, but not a single kill.
That was rough as well. It nearly left them in a position actually where they would have lost that fight towards long. But luckily, the re-peaks came through. However, the trades are rapid. They're coming in thick and fast as they get 2 kills into VSM and Tiburcio. And now it gets worse for wear. The longer this round goes on, it's teetering on a knife's edge of how it is going to go. NATO Safik supporting Stavin. They're both playing towards CT. There's a small gap in the smoke on the cross. They're going to have to leap across it. And the first man finds success. However, the bomb is on Hards out.
Well, he went back to pick up a second smoke. That is smart. Right. That is finally smart from them. They get the bomb, but that's allowed a lot of time for Stavin to rotate all the way towards long because he knows that both the players are probably towards the A bomb side. Flashbang's going to come up high. That's going to blind both the players. Is that going to allow Stavin to creep up or spot something? He spots a player out, but he misses the shots. And that's going to make life a little miserable here. NATO Saviks with the op, but he misses the shot.
He was so exposed, went to the leap out, wasn't quite sure how to react to that situation. Stavin with the instant rapid fire coming through. There's not much time left on the bomb now. He does have a kit, but he's got to make his decision on what he wants to do. Looking for an angle once again. It's the bait play towards Gandalf, but the wizardry is going to win them the round. They're able to salvage this one. Stavin forced to retreat and scurry out of there. A 5th round will be picked up for Detona, but at least it is a salvaged AWP for Stavin.
It is a salvaged AWP indeed. And to be honest, if you're Heroic, you're not going to be feeling too hard-pressed already. You're 8 rounds up on the CD side, 2 more rounds remaining here. They don't have money right now, though, so it's probably going to be an eco. But the fact that an AWP is alive is huge. You have Esatak, you have NATO Safix. They can change the complexity of a round on its own, turn around on its head all around with that AWP. So they could try doing something here. But I expect to see pretty much a full eco coming out from the rest of the team. The question is, like I said, Do they go for the naked AWP? Because Starvin's the only one with the armor, and if NATO picks up the AWP, he would want to go for some Kevlar buy. So I think it's going to be Starvin AWPing. I think he can at least try his hand with that. And if he dies, NATO picks it up, or SDAC picks it up, and they try something with that. But this is a good round for Detona. If they can make it to 7 rounds, we do have a game in our hands.
Oh, that's very true. And it doesn't feel like they're running out of steam as well. They're still being able to bite back into the majority of these rounds.
Can I just point out, even though PRD has 2 kills,
Yeah.
that 1 kill won them that round in a 1v4.
That is true. Without them, well, without that one individual frag, the amount of impact they would have had definitely would have dwindled away. Let's see if the short boost is going to be a little bit nicer this time around. They're struggling. They're struggling, but they do get up there in the end.
Makes me feel good about myself. Ooh, stun. It doesn't take too much damage either, 76 HP. He's going to be pretty happy with that. Now, but that being said, Turtle just pushes in mid and decapitates him. They know that the weapon is not that great for the rest of the team, but that being said, that US, I do believe it's a P250 doing so much damage onto Turtle, and the AWP has been picked up by Mr. NATO Safix as Blamef with a P250. He finds one more, and NATO with the AWP. We know what he can do. He misses the shot, though. And it's now a 2v3. Freiburg with the P250 coming into a short as well.
There you go. Spotting the shadow there. Expected potentially the drop down. Freiburg, creeping by in close proximity. He's going to flash bang over. They might actually just bypass it from the smoke, but unfortunately, NATO gets spotted out. Freiburg trades it in the meantime, though. The backstab was there. The heroic Hurricane needs to blow them all away towards the site, though, as they creep their way out. The silent assassin in Freiburg is no more. Struck down, and PTR with his 3rd kill, but still more impact into the game as it goes 8-6. We could have an 8-7 half on our hands now.
Yeah, we could definitely. That was a little messy, and unfortunately, because they lost the AWP, Heroic don't have the big green zoom banger to work with, but they do have the AUGs. 3 AUGs, 2 M4s, decent summer utility, and I see the lack of a kit. There's not a single kit, and many a time they've gone for the retake plays. If they don't have the kit, that's going to be a problem. They might have to play a little bit more proactively. For Detona, though, the aggression continues towards long. Oh, what? How did he even get that kill? How does he get another one? This is just absolute insanity. But the frags, with the trades, will go the way of the CTs. Oh no, he's caught out in the open via some Starvin, not expecting him to be so aggressive. And they're all dead with 1 minute and 32 seconds remaining on the clock, Jackie. What the hell just happened?
Absolutely ludicrous scenes. We'll see more between these 2 squads, though, as we come back in after the break. as we return to the action here. Detona Gaming versus Heroic. Detona living up to their name as they are looking an awful lot like the Daytona Speedway. They have been blitzing into rounds with lightning speed, Blair.
They have been indeed, right? And I mean, that's one thing that's kind of worked for them, one might say, the element of surprise, and especially these two players, Turtle and VSM. These two guys have zero fear. They just love taking those fights. And so far, they've been winning a few of them. As Heroic, they do have the one-round lead. Let's see if they can get the second pistol round on board here.
Yeah, if they can add more to that growing tally. Well, the B-Bombardment seems to be coming out on the pistol round. VSM waiting to kick it off, gets one. PRT adds as well, but Blame F is battling back. It's a bit of an awkward one as they trade blow for blow. The leap across from Blame F looks good. Tull, he was in the rear. The strike could have done everything, Blur, but they sniffed him out and shut him down.
Freiburg, wow. It just like peeks, it almost felt like a shoulder peek, but it just lands the headshot while running away. And that's going to be a little bit of a troublesome scenario here for Tiburcio, who is also the in-game leader of the team. A 1v3 with a smoke and a flashbang, but no Kevlar against Glocks. That's going to be rough. And not just Glocks, they have a P2K, they have a USP, and he's going to make his way inside, but unfortunately, too many angles to check, and Freiburg will strike Mr. Freiburg with a 3K.
It's a good way to start it off, obviously, in the second half, putting themselves into a better position to further this lead even more so now. And for Heroic, it really just depends on if they figure out sort of the play style that Detona are going to be rocking their CT side early. Ooh. All right, I had a bit of a debate. I wanted to see if they were actually going to try and go for a bit of a mouse trap, where maybe they would push everyone up mid and have Hard Zao cover it with a scout. Instead, though, they're just going to get domed on the cross. S-Attack, he's not messing around. Blaze 2.
Yeah, that's a good way to handle the anti-eco. Just kill everyone through the door at that range. As PRT, let's see what he's got for us here. He was already the hero for that one round. Couple of rounds, but he needs to find more. The Deagle will sing, but it's really off-key. As Hard Zao is going to be left alone with a scout. Can we replicate what S-Attack did is the question everyone's lips. As he's in a 1v5, no kit, no Kevlar, no utility in the wrong bomb site.
Yeah, chances are about as low as they can possibly be on this one, as it is not a good position for him to be in. Saving the scout, although it is going to be an extra bit of firepower, I don't know if it's really going to give them an edge going forward. And Stavum finds that kill with the Mat 10. Probably the worst way for him to actually die into this round, as he's died to one of the two players that had SMGs.
Yeah, that's a little bit of extra money in the bag for Heroic. And this is going to be the fact that they had two AKs and the scout means they don't really have to upgrade too much. And yeah, it was a force buy from Detona. It's going to be a full eco. Do see 3 Deagles coming out. And again, you know, these Deagles have been pretty decent so far, especially in the hands of VSM. But being on the CD side, you don't have the element of surprise. You don't have the aggression working your way. You have to still try and figure something out. And so, still early days, 10-7. Anything could happen. Detona just trailing by 3 rounds. It's going to be 4 rounds here unless Heroic completely fluff it up here. But it looks like it's going to be a play towards long. Blame F leading the charge with an AK-47. The Molotov is going to be quite a pain in the butt for PRT.
Yeah, looking a little bit warm over there. However, the response is just ludicrous. He hits that shot with the Deagle somehow on the way out, wanted to go down with a bang, and he definitely did that in his blaze of glory. More aggression towards long, though, with the face coming through. A trade of damage from either side. Turtle's firing on 19 HP. Is he going to be blown out of the server? Nearly.
Nearly. S-Attack's been really sharp with that scout. I don't think he's even missed a single shot so far. I think maybe a couple here and there. Landing the shots. Can't really blame F, to be honest. When he threw the Molotov, he didn't see anyone move, so he was like, oh, okay, there's no one there, so he changed his angle, and fortunately for him, there was a player waiting. As Stavn has got control of mid, he knows where 2 players are, they're just trying to figure out where the final one is. Stavn finds Hard Zao, and they come charging in. They still don't know where the final player is. Tiburcio could be a little bit of a surprise here, but Freiburg will get things done. Another very comfortable round for Heroic. They just lose 1 player in the past 2 rounds. It's very, very good anti-eco rounds coming out from the Danish-Swedish mix.
Yeah, great understanding of how to actually sort of counter Detona going into this, obviously playing against them with the weapons they do have. They don't want to mess around, though. They're not going to be going through with a bit of a mixed bag of a buy here and there, keeping the MAC-10 or that UMP. They cast them to a side, and they buy up the full AK buys. They've also got Estag now on the AWP as well. So if you thought he was lethal with a scout, this is where you'd see him at his full glory. Have they found a weakness here, Blair? It seems like they've actually been able to get out mid fairly easily. Going into this round, it was almost the straight just sprint, the marathon down mid.
Yeah, well, also, there is a caveat that Detona were on kind of like force buys and ecos earlier, so Heroic were kind of bullying them with the SMGs, especially when they don't have any Kevlar or whatnot. This setup is curious. They have 2 towards short, they have 2 inside of B, and 1 towards long. They literally have no eyes on mid anywhere, and if Heroic decide to go for an expedition out towards mid, this could be quite problematic for Detona. They do have Hardzao, I think, is playing towards window with the AUG. The AWP in the hands of Tiburcio, who is all the way towards car. But yeah, there's not much map control, so to speak. And the fact is Heroic are slowly sneaking their way out from middle. This could be a problem here.
This could be very rough indeed. It just depends on the actual play, right? Because as you said, right now they're basically going into this round pretty much blind. The only response is from Hardzao if he looks towards window. He is trying to boost his way up a little bit, it seems, but he still hasn't actually gone for the face. He's now walking out through the doors, going to play just outside of B site towards the boxes. They've deviated back from mid. It looks like actually they're going to be taking short here and going for the crunch. The pincer play towards the A site. The Shoxy angle works out well for PRT as he gets one, goes back in for a second as well. Stab him with a rapid flick from the AWP will be able to punish him, but he is now the only man left alive into this. The defense from Detona somehow comes in strong out of nowhere.
That was well done. For a moment there, it looked like that when they were repositioning, when they were rotating towards mid, that Heroic actually had to play right. They were going to be going towards short with just one player there, but PRT, he gets the first kill. He fakes the drop, I do believe, and then he just peeks out wide and goes for the wild spray. Finding 2, great job from Detona, winning a very, very crucial round here. They still have a long way to go. Heroic, bear in mind, those anti-ecos were very solid indeed, right? So they have a lot of money in the bank to go for a buy. But that being said, with this buy, the coffers have been depleted. They have to somewhat convert the stuff, making his way out in all the chaos. Molotov being tossed in towards the pit, and PRT, that's a tell. He knows where one player is.
Turtle. Going to be tested here on the push coming through. Flashbangs over as they light up the sky. He will get a tag across and eventually converts it into a kill as well. Eliminating both Freiburg and Blame Off. Still hungering for more, but Nate will be able to trade it. And this is where things really get rocky as the boat starts to get smashed about. Hardzao going for the wide extension through. Shoots between the legs of Savin, bringing him down to just 32 HP. And the whole task, this tall order, is now cast upon VSM in a 1 versus 3. Probably not worth it. Just back off.
Yeah, absolutely not worth it. Look at the money for the rest of your team. They can eke out a buy, but it will be a very rough buy. And if they do go for the eco, they want to keep this M4 to at least try and have a sliver of a chance, sliver of a dream to win that force buy or eco. So Heroic, good reply from them. A much more faster pace coming out from the players, just running out short. You could see Detona were not expecting that fast play. They didn't have a chance, an opportunity to use their utility to keep Heroic at bay. Instead, they had to go for these duels. And yeah, some nice shots coming out from Freiburg, from Estag as well. And even though they kept the play towards long, the fact that Heroic didn't just send one floater, they sent 2 players pushing out long and showed that they had long control early as well. So a very fast play, a very fast reply coming out from Heroic. And Detona, they're going to go for the force buy. And why not? They have enough money to eke it out with a new money system, of course. Well, I say it's new, but it's been there for a while now. Unfortunately, though, the utility is going to be very sparse for Hardzao and Tiburcio because they have these 2 AUGs.
The firepower addition actually back up, though, the losses they cut, as you said, with the utility there. It's also, what does Heroic do once again? Are they still going to conform to the same sort of rounds we've seen coming out? Very slow plays. They've just been clearing things, trying to play for that last sort of 30-second point of the round. This time, very heavily over towards tunnels. The early aggression, same similar play towards mid. Molotov it, spam the doors, see if anyone's playing close. But they switch things up a little bit here. They are actually going towards short much earlier into the round, Blair.
They are, and Detona have no one there. They switched it up. They have a player towards mid, the Tiburcio, with the AUG, a little up close. And they have only one player watching short. It's PRT, and he has a scout. And he needs to get those tags in. If he doesn't land his headshots, he needs to get those tags in. As you can slowly see, Heroic making life miserable. Turtle trying to be cheeky, trying to push in towards long and get the timing right, but he will be sent back in pain. As we do see Heroic, they're trying to just expand on out, trying to find something. S-Attack with the op. Is he going to get lucky? Is he going to get a shot in the angle? Oh, Freiburg and S-Attack teaming up together, gets the kill. Turtle in 15 HP as well. Things are looking rough here, but it looks like it's going to be the B hit. And this could actually work off a Detona. They have 2 players ready and waiting.
Yeah, mid to B. Oh! But S-Tag wants to be the best as he gets the flick off with the AWP, takes down Hardzao. VSM, he's in an angle to cause a bit of a ruckus at the very least as he gets a flick up on towards Freiburg, but he couldn't double down for more. They've got full site control. The bomb's going to be planted at this point. Heroic, they chisel another round into their tablet as they work out that this one is going to be theirs. It's set in stone at this point. Turtle actually might find Staven. He's just not going to check towards there, not expecting someone sat on the pallets, posted up like a bit of a gangster towards T-spawn.
Yeah, I guess Don wasn't expecting them to have already been saving towards T-spawn so early on, but Heroic, what Detona are doing right now is that the way they held that site, apart from the 2 players towards the B bomb side, the rest of them, there was 1 mid, 1 long, 1 towards Goose, and there's no trade potential. That means they need to win those duels, right? The second the player towards mid died, Heroic pushed on out. They had all the choice in the world what they wanted to do. They went towards B, S-Stack again winning the duel towards player towards window, leaving VSM all alone as 4 players came barreling in. And yeah, that's the best they could do. At least found 1 kill, but the trade was going to be immediate anyway. Yeah, Detona, they're struggling a little bit on the CT side. I think the T side was much more better. They were able to... And that's the thing, right? On the T side, you have his star players. You have the players like Turtle and VSM. You send them to a side, they can open things up, catch teams off guard. On the CT side, where they're playing so reactive, Heroic going to have the read on it. They're just going to get a kill towards B. All right, let's go towards A to complete a misinformation game. And right now, not only are Detona not being too proactive, they're also not being reactive enough, if that makes any sense.
Well, that's sort of the key point as well, is the fact that it's like, with a team like Detona obviously coming into this, where in reality the sort of setups that Heroic are going to be keen to rocking over on their T side, where it's very execute heavy, it's all based in pretty much run strats that they've been doing over and over again, they do have a tactical edge. Their CT side is crumbling from that. We're also seeing them actually playing some unorthodox setups at times, so they are sort of, they're cutting their nose off to spite their face, really, in sort of some of the positions we've seen them playing. A couple of the rounds it worked just out of the sheer shock factor, I think, but it was way better on their T side. And I think that just comes down to the raw aggression as well. The confidence they had there, we've not really seen that on their CT side. I don't really remember too many plays we've seen where they've actually got aggressive, more so than sort of playing that 2-player setup on short one of the rounds. That's about it, right?
Yeah, and this is a one-and-done spot from Turtle. He's going to find one. There we go. Immediate trade comes out. And although the flash is being tossed in by the CTs, Tiburcio with the scout, no need for him to really go for this fight. It is caught out in the open as Blamev comes charging in through the flames. I don't think that Molotov was perfect. PRT left alone. He's going to flash his way out, pop his way out, trying to find something. And Heroic, 26 seconds. They need to make some haste here. All 3 players coming in from long. Double smokes in to cross on over. There is a gap, but the player is going to cross on over. Good flashbangs from the T's as PRT is going to be boosting his teammate up. VSM spots ahead. He's holding on his trigger finger. He's going to finally spray. He finds NATO, but the bomb is going to get planted. And S-Attack with the op. Let's see what he can do.
Oh, Staven gets the first as he flicks back down onto VSM. The miss from S-Attack. He's been hitting everything with the scout, but he gets the tag. The back shot coming through. This is rough. Staven could win it now. It comes instantly back into the 1 versus 1. It's all about who's got the quick draw coming from. The boosted play there. Hardzao puts himself on the box, but he isn't going to be on a pedestal. There's no AWP save for Staven, but at least he saved the whole round. Heroic, 14-8 now, as they're starting to soar ahead.
S-Attack, man, like he's been hitting the nuttiest shots, and he hits a sitter, he misses a sitter there, but he makes up for it with the tag. Can I just point out how Staven played a 1v2 to perfection? He gets first kill, and the second he gets it, he immediately crouches down, repositions himself towards Goose, and the final player left alive. I do believe it was, I think it was PRT or Turtle. I forget who it was, but I think it was Hardzao. He had no clue where he was. It's pretty much a free frag for him. Staven, the youngster, Danish youngster, playing lights out right now. 25 frags for him, top fragging in the server, followed by S-Attack on 21, and 14-8 for Heroic. They're just 2 rounds away. And bear in mind, unless my stats are very much mistaken, they have never played Dust 2 on LAN. They've only played it 3 times online, of which they have been undefeated. So yeah, this might be the streak continuing on Dust 2.
There you go. Potentially so. Is at this point for Detona, we're forced back into a deco, really, apart from the one scout on Chibucio. And we did see a little bit of deco domination. I won't lie. The first half had a few moments of magic from VSM with a weapon. And they actually are playing a little bit more aggressive as well. The 2-player short push coming round. Stavern is there, though. And he has been a prime-time headhunter. This man has been out for blood the whole day. He spots out 2 targets. There was the potential for 2 early eliminations. But he doesn't actually connect the shots with the Kalashnikov spam.
The Kalashnikov spam, yeah, does do a lot of damage, but you do need to connect. Tiburcio with the scout. There's a gun at this range. The pre-fire works out. He can win this duel. He's trying to go for the wall bang. That's, there we go. The second you hear the scout sound, pace being put in by Heroic. NATO Safix leading the charge. AK-47 out. Finds 2. Freiburg joins the party, and like 10 pins, they fall. VSM left alone again with his trusty deagle. But in 1v5, bomb down, wrong bomb site. Yeah, don't really fancy his chances.
No, surely not. Spots out 1 player towards top mid there, tries to get off a connection onto Slav, and he's only on 51 HP. Oh, brings Blamef down to just 2 hit points. Literally going to be limping away. Actually, no, he decides to stay and fight it. Confident in his own skill there as he gets the shot off. 2 HP in a dream, and the dream comes true. 15 rounds now for Heroic. They need 1 more to put Detona to bed and walk away with a win here in the best of 1.
Yeah, this has been a much more clear-cut game compared to the G2 Greyhound game we saw earlier. That was way more back and forth. Yeah. At one point, it looked like Greyhound just might run away with it, but G2 able to bounce back. Greyhound making a few too many mistakes. Here, it just clearly looks like Heroic are outclassing Detona, right? If you look at each and every one of these players, from the veterans like Freiburg to the new guys like Blamef, and of course Tag and even NATO, they just look like the better team and seem to have the better players. Tiburcio caught in the corner, he finds 1, but that's all he'll get as the trades are going back and forth. There's still a player inside the B bomb site as PRT is barely alive at 2 HP and VSM with the op now. He's gonna strike, leaving it all in NATO Safix in a 1v3.
NATO wanted to try and have a showstopper of a play here. Gets in with a backstab, finds the shot into VSM. The victory stab with his knife. Oh, nearly the follow-up shot as well. Turtle and PRT are the last 2 remaining CTs into this one. He does still have to recover the bomb as he tiptoes his way down. Turtle just going to play around the smoke and a slow backstab developing from PRT. He's on 1 HP, Blair. This is not a good position. Oh! NATO hits the shot, Blade pushes out, he finds the shot on Turtle. There was no reason for him to push that close and fight this. He had the bomb control unless he didn't spot it.
And the flashbang from PRT gave it away. NATO knows where he is, and he's gonna clutch it out. Oh, that is not